Yo, Stay Takes back for another video. Yeah, man, this one we're gonna be talking about Draymond Green, what he got going on as far as his max extension. Obviously, there's a lot of talk rather if he is worth a max extension or a max contract. Obviously, he's not worth a max contract. There is a difference. Max contract is obviously going to be like 4 or 5 years. Max extension, if I'm right, I believe it's 2 years, right? Something like what James Harden just signed. James Harden didn't sign a max contract though because, quite frankly, he wasn't worth the max. But if you ask me, in this particular situation for the Golden State Warriors, regarding Draymond Green, he's absolutely worth the max extension, and this is his time to capitalize towards the end of his career and make an abundance of money that he does deserve, quite frankly, right? Yeah, I mean, he deserves to make max money for 2 years, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? And especially if he's playing for Golden State. Now, if he goes somewhere else, the value probably definitely drops. But if he goes somewhere else, the chances of Golden State winning the chips fucking drops dramatically. You know what I'm saying? It drops dramatically. Like, I mean, they absolutely need Draymond Green. You know what I'm saying? Now, we understand that a lot of the things that he does not show up in the stat sheets. But when it comes to advanced analytics, like, he plays a huge role in what Golden State got going on. I believe Golden State knows that. They recognize that. Now, are they going to be willing to pay him max money or on a max extension? I don't know. If you ask me, it's definitely worth it for the next 2 years. You know what I'm saying? If you're talking about a max extension for 2 years, then absolutely he's worth it. You know what I'm saying? Why not? You know what I'm saying? Listen, Draymond Green was going for, I believe, 2.5 months, I believe, during the regular season, right? He came back like kind of just before the playoffs started. He had a couple games to get under his belt in the regular season to kind of get back acclimated to what was going on. He did have a couple bad games throughout the playoffs, but he also had a couple good games throughout the playoffs where if he wasn't there, they definitely would not have won a championship this year. And you can say that for a bunch of the players. Obviously, if Steph wasn't there, they wouldn't have won the chip. Maybe if Klay Thompson wasn't there, they wouldn't have won the chip. Maybe if Andre Iguodala, who didn't even play in the game, if he wasn't there, they probably wouldn't have won the chip. Same thing with Steve Kerr, another guy who's not playing, a guy that's on the bench, obviously the coach, the head coach, a tremendous leader, a guy who knows exactly what he's doing, a guy who was able to make adjustments on the fly. And Steve Kerr, if he wasn't around, they definitely wouldn't have won a championship, right? Or I ain't gonna say they definitely wouldn't have, but it's a possibility that they wouldn't have. But when it comes to Draymond Green, to me, that is a guarantee. If Draymond wasn't on the floor playing with the Golden State Warriors, they absolutely do not win a championship this past season. And if Golden State doesn't realize that, then maybe they're not as smart as I thought they were. Obviously, you do got a lot of young players, a lot of young talent, right? I've mentioned this already, that they're going to be in a run to win championships for the next 10 years, if you ask me, just because of what they already have, what they got coming down the pipeline, and what they may do in the future that we have no idea about, but just going off their past moves that they made, especially after KD. Bro, they loaded up, man. They acquired a lot of shit. Like, they rebuilt, and they might not have as much talent without KD there. But when you talk about building a team, bro, like, they probably rebuilt a better team than 2017 when it comes to just pure team. Like, having 12 players that they can insert. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how it is with Golden State. They can insert fucking all 12 players, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you got players who got more experience, and you know what I mean, when the playoffs come around, you break that shit down, and you know what I mean, only certain players play. But if you put some of these 9th and 10th and 11th man that's on Golden State, these motherfuckers is playing on another team. You know what I'm saying? They're playing on another team, and if they're not playing, they're fucking they're definitely playing. Shit, they might be starting. You know what I mean? But back to Draymond. Pay the man his money. You know what I mean? I just capitalize on another chip. At least for the next 2 years, your catalyst and your the guys that you need to bring together, the guys who've been a part of, Golden State success from 2015 till now, right? It's obviously Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Clay, right? If you ask me, Draymond is the second most important asset to what Golden State got going on ahead of Clay, right? I don't want to say you can replace Clay, right? Because what he's brought to the game and what he's brought to the Golden State Warriors is definitely it's going to be hard to replicate that. But Jordan Poole is an extraordinary player, if you ask me, and he's up on the books as well. He needs to get paid. They're probably going to have to let him go because there's just not enough fucking money. You know what I'm saying? Unless if he takes a huge fucking pay cut. And obviously Draymond is not interested in taking a pay cut. They got Wiggs I think they got Wiggs that need to be re-signed. Wiggs is definitely going to have to take a fucking pay cut. If he wants to stay around, you know what I'm saying? They definitely just revitalized his career. You know what I'm saying? Because he was fucking done. You know what I'm saying? If you ask a lot of people, he was done. You know what I'm saying? He was a bust, and you know what I mean? He didn't deliver on being a number one pick. If you ask a lot of other guys, if you ask me, he did just fine. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't fucking Kobe like they were trying to make him out to be, but you know how that go. They like to spice and pipe everything up, but you know what I'm saying? Obviously it wasn't that. But at the end of the day, Draymond Green definitely deserves his money. He earned it. You know what I'm saying? He was a part of 4 titles. You know what I mean? This past recent one, you know what I mean? He was a part of the rebuild. If you ask me, he definitely got 2 more years left. I think you ride with what you got in these next 2 years as far as Clay, like I said, Clay, Draymond, and Steph. You keep that shit together, and you know what I'm saying? You work everything else out around those 3, at least for the next 2 years, right? Obviously, you don't give up none of your young talent and Kuminga and Moody and Wiseman. You don't give up none of those guys because those are the next 3 up, right? Those are the next 3 up, and the 3 guys you got right now, you keep them in play for at least the next 2 or maybe fucking 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Because they are the nucleus of what you got going on. But like I said already, man, pay Draymond that fucking money if y'all want to continue to win chips in the near future. I'm talking about next year, the next 2 or next 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's going to hold you over to be in contention for the next 10 years. If you keep them 3 and then you're able to keep, like I said, your young nucleus together, right? And then at some point you join them together, and then at some point Draymond and Clay and Steph, they start to, dwindle, and these guys start to ascend, and then you still got the same almost somewhat of the same quality team, and you know what I'm saying, you're able to blossom. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be interesting to see what they do and see, you still got the KD talks. I don't believe none of that, but it's interesting to see how this shit is going to turn out. But you know what I'm saying, we can only wait, and time will tell, man. It's Tate Takes, we out here.